And we've talked the last couple of days really about Matt LaFleur and him having to deal with his Hall of Fame quarterback not being there, and whether he would rather have Aaron Rodgers there, and if this was a bad thing for Matt LaFleur. And I was thinking, man, it's actually a great thing for Matt LaFleur. This is actually a great thing for the organization. This is actually the best thing that could happen to the Green Bay Packers right now. It's a silver lining. It is a blessing in disguise. It is a gift. It is a favor that Aaron Rodgers is doing this organization, whereas some may see it as Aaron Rodgers trying to exact his pound of flesh, trying to exact revenge for them drafting Jordan Love in the first place, against whom he has nothing personal. He harbors no ill will toward Jordan Love individually. He made that clear. But honestly, this is great for the Packers. And what you just heard from Matt LaFleur speaks to that. Let me take you back to 2008, when I was still an NFL insider. I remember talking to Mike McCarthy when Aaron Rodgers' predecessor was involved in a stare down with the organization about whether they would accept him back as the starting quarterback when he was still trying to determine whether or not he was going to continue playing. Every offseason they had done that dance with him. Is Favre going to retire? Is he going to play again? He's skipping training camp. He's on his tractor in Mississippi and he shows up and plays. And until the Packers said, look, enough's enough. We're moving forward. Aaron is our quarterback. And I remember talking to Mike McCarthy, and one of the reasons Mike McCarthy was so dug in, was so adamant about drawing a line in the sand and saying we are moving forward with Aaron, is because of how impressive and how much Aaron had matured and grown and evolved during quarterback school in the offseason. Because let's not forget, once upon a time, and I've told this story on the show, once upon a time, I had to help get Aaron Rodgers in a party. Okay? It was at max capacity, and security would not let Aaron Rodgers in. I say that to say, once upon a time, Aaron Rodgers, although he was a first-round pick out of Cal and famously was left in the green room when they thought he would go first overall, instead he went 24th, and the Packers stopped his slide, Aaron Rodgers wasn't always a given. He was an unknown, literally and figuratively at one point. After 3 years of sitting behind Favre and developing in the offseason and evolving and growing and maturing from the guy that got drafted at Cal to the guy that finally took the field in 2008, that's what had Mike McCarthy so excited about turning the page and so confident that Aaron Rodgers can handle it. Fast forward to 2021. There is nothing to be learned, or very little to be learned, by having Aaron Rodgers at OTAs right now. But Jordan Love right now is getting invaluable work, invaluable experience. It's not game experience. It's not even preseason experience. I know that. But I'm telling you that this matters. Jordan Love taking reps, first team reps, albeit against air, albeit in shorts, first team reps as the guy with Matt LaFleur, albeit without the top 5 receivers, who I don't know if this is some show of solidarity, but let me make sure I remember everybody. Obviously, Devontae Adams, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Alan Lazard, Devin Funches, Equimania St. Brown, all of them, they're also absent right now. So other than Amari Rodgers, I couldn't tell you who Jordan Love is throwing to right now. Point being is that in the long run, this is actually going to pay dividends for the Green Bay Packers. Whether Jordan Love ends up starting in 2021, 22, 23, or ever, this is actually the best thing that could have happened to this organization is Aaron Rodgers, for whatever reason, staying away from OTAs, living his best life, which we'll get to in a second, and Jordan Love getting the work that he did not get last year. Because remember, there's a reason they traded up to get this kid. Somebody was going to take him early in the draft. Whether it was the end of the first round, early in the second, it's easy to forget now amidst all the controversy, but there was a lot of buzz about this Utah State kid coming out last year. And there's a reason why they went up to get him. And last offseason, just like everybody else, his preparation and his development was compromised by COVID. This is a blessing in disguise. This is a silver lining that Jordan Love is getting work that he otherwise wouldn't get if Aaron Rodgers had showed up like he always has.
You know, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. I appreciate it. I appreciate those stories that you told, taking us behind the curtain, the life of an insider, Michael Smith, that you had in your previous life. But you know what, Mike? This is kind of like, you ever watch a show or a movie? Of course you have. Watch a show or a movie, you know what's going to happen. The main character doesn't know what's going to happen. And you're talking back to the screen. Nothing like watching a movie with black folks, really. And you're talking back to the screen. You're like, no, don't do that. Don't go in the basement. No, he lying. She lying. Okay, you know that what they're doing is not going to work out for the best, but they do it anyway. The Packers are that character in the movie that you just keep screaming at to make a better decision, a different decision, and they won't do it. Look, everything you said is true. Yes, this is great for Jordan Love. The Packers are getting a lot of intel, seeing Jordan Love throw against air, and they drafted him in the first round for a reason. All these things. Because of that, read the room on Jordan Love. Read the room. Jason Johnson's absolutely right. Read the room on Aaron Rodgers and know that he's deadly serious. And move on. Move on. You're about to lose this. You're about to lose this. It is not the best thing for the organization. I'll make it clear. Okay. It's not best for the organization to let Aaron Rodgers dictate where he's going to go next. That's not best for the organization. The best thing for the organization is for Aaron Rodgers to stay there as a happy quarterback or even as a disgruntled quarterback. That's the best thing for the organization. But the worst thing for the organization is that Aaron Rodgers just ghosts.
Pause, please. What? I'm sorry, pause. That second part is a concession. A slight concession, whether you realize it or not. You said the best thing for the organization is to have Aaron Rodgers there as their quarterback, or even as a disgruntled quarterback.
Yeah.
That sounds a little different than what you said before, to be honest with you.
It's a little different.
Look, he's not happy.
It's a little bit different.
There, move on.
So
I don't mean to throw off your train of thought there, but I just wanted to,
No, I'm not going to lose my point.
That right.
I'm not going to lose my point. And right, it's a little different. And I'll say it's not what I would do. Now, what I would do, if I got a disgruntled employee, I don't take it personally. You don't like it here. Fine. You may not like me. You may not like the operations. I know. Okay.
Go be great somewhere else.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all right. I'm not mad at you. We'll exchange cards and we'll see each other and it'll be nice. It'll be pleasant. But with the Packers, from their perspective, a happy Aaron Rodgers or a disgruntled Aaron Rodgers, they've seen both. Both guys have been great. Both guys have won MVPs. So they say it's best for the organization to have him here. But that's best. I understand from their perspective. But the worst thing for them is for Aaron Rodgers to say, I'm leaving Wisconsin. Don't look for me at Packers games. Don't look for me around the state. I'm not coming back. I'm going to sit out the season. And then, so he sits out the season. You get Jordan Love by force. You have to. You weren't ready. He's not ready, but you got to put him in there because Aaron Rodgers bounced and you get no compensation. That's the worst case for the organization. And I tell you what, Mike, they're going down that road. That's exactly where they're headed. That Aaron Rodgers not going to suddenly say, you know what? You guys are right. I love my teammates. I love my teammates in Green Bay so much that I'm just going to come back. And even though I don't like the philosophy of the organization, i.e., I don't like the general manager, I'll come back anyway. No. Just move on. Move on. It's almost like, are they going to lecture him into an epiphany? Are they going to guilt him into it? Are they going to strong arm him into it? Probably not. So there are two ways to go. Trade him or watch him sit. So why not trade him?
So there's a word to describe.
Big
There's
mistake.
a word to describe that. There's a word to describe that, and
What's the word?
called retirement. It's called retirement. Let's play a game, shall we? Let's play a little hypothetical game.
Yes.
It's a hypothetical
game?
game.
Sure. I like games.
And,
I like games a lot.
You know, I'm sure you've seen the wonderful pictures of Aaron Rodgers in Hawaii, hanging out with his fiance, Shailene Woodley, and the actor Miles Teller, along with Teller's girlfriend. He's living his best life right now. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
All smiles, unbothered. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Miles Teller, great actor. Let's play this hypothetical game. What if, Michael? What if Aaron Rodgers decided, like a certain other number 12, not that long ago, that you know what? I'm done. You know, we can't get over this hump. I gave it my best shot. I had a great season. You know, I want to walk away at the top of my game. I got other interests. I want to pursue a career in hosting and media, social justice even. I'm about to get married. You know, I've played long enough. I've made enough money. My body's in good condition. I haven't taken that much of a beating, not like Andrew Luck, but I want to go ahead. I just want to move on with the rest of my life. I've given enough to this game. You may think I should have won more Super Bowls, but I've only won one. That's enough for me. I got nothing else to prove. I'm done. The same way that Giselle is in Brady's ear saying, what more do you have to prove? Aaron Rodgers' fiance could be in his ear. Aaron Rodgers could just be saying to himself, you know what? It's been a good ride. I made enough money. I'm done.
That's right. Yeah.
If that were the case, this would not be the daily story that it is. If that's how it went down, everybody would be accepting of that. Be like, damn, man, I wish he'd have played longer, but I get it. The issue is, and regardless of what Aaron Rodgers says, this is about Jordan Love. And it's about the perception that the Packers drove Aaron Rodgers away prematurely. When all I've ever said, and Michael, I think this is the disconnect. This is part of the. Well, because eventually.
Why do you say perception?
Aaron Rodgers, like everybody else, was going to decide or have the game decide for him, I've had enough. Which is why you have a succession plan in place, which is why I mentioned Favre. Eventually, Aaron was going to walk away. They all do. Nobody plays forever, except for Brady, apparently. But they never play forever. Eventually, they're going to determine that they're done with football. So whether Aaron Rodgers determines that he's done with football because he's tired, because he wants to spend time with his wife, because he wants to do something else, because he's lost the passion for it, or because he's pissed, either way, the Packers had to prepare for that eventuality or that inevitability, however you want to describe it. And they did so by drafting Jordan Love, which is what every smart organization does. You have a quarterback in place when the other one gets old.
Don't say.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And Aaron Rodgers and everybody else who wants to be pissed off at the Packers because they had the nerve to address the most important position in sports the same way they did in 2005 when Brett Favre was there. And they drafted Aaron Rodgers and sat him for 3 years. Oh, my God. God forbid that a team draft a quarterback. And this is why they drafted the quarterback. Because Aaron Rodgers one day was going to decide for one reason or another to walk away from the game. The end.
I just want
I'm done.
I just want to give you a little bit of a piece of advice for free. Okay, a little bit.
Tone it down. Take it down a notch. Take it down a notch. I'm sorry. Take it down a notch.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say like a friend of mine, one of my best friends, he's in his 40s, well into his 40s. He always says something like, you know, don't say always. Don't say everybody.
Right.
Don't say
That's not a good. That's not good arguing. Yeah. That's bad arguing technique. Generalizing. You always do this. You never do that. Yeah.
Because listen, you do that, and you're coming up on 16 years of marriage, and you do that in an argument with your wife.
No.
And that's extended time on the couch.
Oh, I catch myself now all the time. I'll be like, you know what you do? I'll be like, you always. It's like it seems. I catch myself. I'm like, I'm sorry. It seems to me like you know
what I feel.
This is how I feel. I don't know if this is how I feel. Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%.
So, look, and the reason I say that is, look, I understand that we talk about all sorts of things, talk about music and movies and sports and politics, and we talk about these things not because we think we can do them. It's interesting conversation. It's just things that compel us in one way or the other. So I am under no illusions that I'd be able to run an NFL team. But one of the things I disagree with is teams that when they do these things, I just think it's crazy. When you have greatness at one position, it's not like a normal job. The NFL is just not a normal job. It's a job, but it's unusual. So if you have a Hall of Fame quarterback and he's playing at a high level and you still have an opportunity to win, I think you are out of your mind to spend a first-round pick on somebody who ain't going to play. Now, I know the Packers did it. With Brett Favre, but different circumstances. Favre wasn't playing at the MVP level when Aaron Rodgers was drafted.
Right.
He was not an MVP.
No,
he was
he was constantly talking about retirement. He had not had his late career renaissance. He had not 2007 had not happened, and obviously his Vikings year. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no question.
Right.
No question.
So you got Aaron Rodgers. You got a chance. You go to the NFC Championship game. You're thinking, hey, we're so close. We're so close. We could probably get somebody who's going to play this year who's going to help us. I'm not saying it has to be a wide receiver. I'm not going to play that game. Could have been a D tackle. Could have been a safety, linebacker, whatever. You draft a quarterback. I think that's just. I think that's really foolish. You can't. When you got I'm talking about Hall of Fame talent. I'm not talking about good players. Hall of Fame players. I say ride them until they come to the facility in a walker, and they can't play anymore. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, they did it. The Broncos did it. His arm was basically falling off, and then finally they said, all right. They benched him for a while, then brought him back for the playoff run. These guys are so rare, you're not going to have them long. As long as you have them, I don't care about the future. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about Jordan Love. Nothing against you, Jordan. I'm trying to win right now while I have you, and so I'll think about the future when you're gone. And that may mean that I go 6-10 one year with a hodgepodge quarterback plan. But I'm certainly not spending a first-round pick on somebody who's going to sit there and watch you for a year or two or
a second-round pick?
That's crazy.
A second round? You get a second round pick?
Probably not.
Any pick?
No, I wouldn't.
Is it the one?
Any
no
pick? Yeah, okay. Probably day three. Day three.
More of a development.
I'm just trying to.
Tom Brady range.
I'm trying to maximize you.
6th round. You roll the dice on a 6th rounder, pick 199 when you have a $100 million quarterback, or if you're Minnesota, you'll take a Kellen Mond.
But seriously, like third round,
second round.
Third or
second
fourth
round too high? Would you take a Jimmy Garoppolo?
Second round's too high.
You have Tom Brady. Would you? Second round's too high. Okay.
Because I think a good organization can get a starter in the second round. So you can get starters in the first and second round. I mean, you can get starters anywhere. I understand that, but just the thought. Yeah. Theoretically, you're picking in the second round, the 30s and 40s. You probably should come away with the starter. And to pick a developmental guy.
I get it, man. Listen, and
I think that's weird.
I understand the desire to connect them falling short in this year's NFC Championship game to Jordan Love standing on the sideline instead of somebody taken with the 26th pick of the draft who could have been in the secondary or who could have been rushing Tom Brady, or who could have been, I don't know, catching a few more of Aaron Rodgers' touchdown passes, because obviously 48 in the regular season was not enough. So I get it. I get the desire to connect those two things and say, but for the pick of Jordan Love, maybe they would have been in the Super Bowl. But I just think that's just too simplistic, quite honestly. It's hard for me to look at a team that went 13-3 for a second consecutive season into an NFC Championship game and say, well, if you hadn't drafted Jordan Love, maybe you'd have won that game. Just looking at how the game actually played out. That's a heck
maybe
of a.
Maybe they would have been 15-1.
Well, did it matter when the game was at home?
Maybe they would have won by 2 touchdowns. I don't know.
Did it matter the game was at home?
I'm not going back to the game.
You understand what I'm saying, though?
And I agree.
No,
with you.
you're not. Your overall point about building a team and saying if you have a great quarterback, why would you invest a first-round pick or any high pick in that position? I'm pushing back on that, saying why wouldn't you? Look, Rodgers, he may not have thought that he was. He may not have thought.
Let me answer the question. I'll answer the question because I'm living for today. I'm living for today.
That's a player mentality. Great.
Yeah, but no, that's a player mentality. But you know what that is? That's also a recognition of who you are and where you are. Like when you've got these special. So in any sport, I'd say Wayne Gretzky was in the news. So I'll go old school. When you have Wayne Gretzky on your roster playing for you,
yep.
You have Michael Jordan, you have Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, LeBron James. You have all these great players, these once in a generation or once in a decade players. Take it. You got to know who you are. I don't want to. Look, Aaron Rodgers, I'm with him. When he said it's philosophy, he should have just kept it 100. He's pretty much saying what I'm saying.
I wish he would have.
Hey, man, what you doing?
Yeah.
What you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like, no. We ain't thinking about big picture. Hey, it's nice to sit in an air-conditioned room with a bunch of scouts and you're getting takeout and you get the food coming in and you're talking about players theoretically, but I'm out here grinding, man. I got like 3 years left in my career, maybe 2 or 3 years left. And you sitting here talking about 5 years down the road? Come on.
But all I'm saying is, Michael, I get that, and he feels like it's about the people, and they disrespected this person, as in me, as in Aaron Rodgers, by starting a clock on the end of my career. I will dictate when I'm done. I'll let you know when I'm finished. But unfortunately, an organization can't look at it that way because, forget about his skill level, whether or not he drops off some proverbial cliff or not. What if Aaron Rodgers just woke up one day and said, I don't want to play anymore? Would anybody, what's the organization supposed to do? Supposed to have a plan in place.
Okay.
So it's called a succession plan for a reason.
That's okay.
And again, because, Jordan Love has never been and is not a threat to Aaron Rodgers' job, especially when you go out and win MVP. He's not a threat to his job. He's insurance, if anything, against, I don't know, the fact that he may retire.
Mike, I'm going to make this comment, and I'll be completely honest that the research may not back me up on this. Okay? I haven't done any research.
That's okay.
It's just a thought. It's off the top of my head. I haven't done any research on this. So I could be totally wrong. But I will say, to answer your question, what's the organization supposed to do? If Aaron Rodgers decided, you know what, today's Wednesday, I just don't want to play in the NFL anymore. See you later. Thank you very much. Bleep you and goodbye. That's Eddie Murphy, raw.
Which he may do. He may do.
Right.
He may do that for different reasons, but he may just decide, I don't want to play anymore.
Okay, but if that happens,
not hold out,
retire.
You
say, what's the organization supposed to do? What would people say? I will tell you that most organizations, even when they have a plan for a great player's departure, the plan doesn't work out most of the time. We always point to Joe Montana, Steve Young following Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers following Brett Favre. Most of the time, there is no plan. You got a great Hall of Fame talent retiring. There's no plan. Whether it's a defensive player, when Jim Brown left Cleveland, when Barry Sanders left the Lions, when Calvin Johnson left, all these players just say, "Okay, I'm out." generally,
Yeah.
even if you have planned for their departure, you have not planned properly because it's a Hall of Fame talent. So I'm going to give you a pass on that. Your plan is, to give you a little scripture, man plans and God laughs. I'm going to laugh at your plan. It's not good enough.
Sure.
You got a Hall of Famer.
But here's the thing.
You replacing
Life
Aaron
goes
Rodgers,
on.
really?
The show's got to go on.
Jordan Love is not
The show's got to go on.
Jordan Love is not the answer. I'm going to say odds are.
How do you know?
Jordan Love. Well,
How do you know?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
I'm saying odds are.
Got you.
That Jordan Love
Sure.
is not the
Fair enough.
10-year.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
He's not going to be the 10-year
I'll give you
Packers
that.
quarterback.
I'll give you that. And I guarantee if you dig up what people said about Aaron Rodgers when they drafted him in the first round to begin with, or
Correct.
in the years
He's
that he
the
was
exception.
sitting when Favre kept him on the bench.
He's one of the exceptions.
Okay, sure.
Dan Marino. How
A-
long were the Dolphins looking post Dan Marino? The Broncos post John Elway. I mean,
100%.
like, there's so many examples.
Yes. No, these guys in many respects are irreplaceable, but that doesn't mean you
Cowboys
don't plan for
post
the future,
Aikman.
number one. The show goes on. Number two, the show goes on. And, all right, yeah, you're right. But also plans change. And that's all I would love Aaron to realize. If he's taking a moment to reflect in Hawaii, I said a long time ago he should just get over it. And that's harsh. What I mean is, yo, man, plans change. Yes, they may have thought that after a year, maybe two, they would show you the door. Yes, you threw a wrench in their plans. Can we move on now? Okay, plans change. That may have been their plan. Just like it was the Patriots' plan to have Jimmy Garoppolo succeed Tom Brady. And so on and so forth. Plans change. So I started off this conversation by saying it's the best thing could have happened to the organization to get a good look at Jordan Love, for him to get some work. I also want to say on a personal level, because I'm out here making travel plans for this summer myself, by the way. It brought me great joy to see Aaron smiling. And I hope he and Miles are enjoying themselves, because honestly, I think the best thing for him, if I could be his, life coach for a moment, is to get away from all of this, to not be at OT freaking A's at 37 years old. Like, you don't need OTAs, Aaron Rodgers. Go, by all means, live your best life. Go to Hawaii, tour the world, fulfill every erotic desire. And when you come home, you will marry Imani. No, but like, for real, like, go and enjoy yourself and just just get away from all of this for a second. And maybe he may come back with even more clarity and certainty about what he wants to do. So I was very happy to see that. I'm excited to see that he's also participating in TNT's, The Match? Which, if I have one criticism for this matchup, is probably what everybody has, is that, and maybe this was already in the works long before, I'm sure, Mickelson Brady versus Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers was already booked. It just was announced today that this was the matchup. But God almighty, can Phil Mickelson, I don't know, drop out so we can get Brooks Koepka? Because your boy Tom Brady, or should I say Tom Brady's social team, was on fire today. I mean, on fire with the Koepka DeChambeau meme. I mean, crushing it. Okay? I mean, so even when he ain't playing, he winning. Even when Brady ain't playing, he winning. So that was a
Didn't
hilarious.
Koepka, there it is.
Yeah.
He responded.
Yeah, good for Aaron Rodgers, man. Good for Aaron Rodgers. It's like, I'm glad he is enjoying himself. Go play golf. Pull a Favre. Keep everybody waiting, because they'll wait. That much I know for sure. That much I can say for certain. I can say, well, as much as I can say anything for certain. They're not going to tell Aaron Rodgers, oh no, we've moved on. Okay? I don't think they're lying. So Aaron Rodgers could go play in all the celebrity golf tournaments he wants. He can try to compete with LeVar Burton or whoever else for Jeopardy. He can go tour every country. Enjoy this time with your fiance, because you'll never get it back. So enjoy it. And when he's ready to come back, the Packers will welcome him with open arms, as they should, whenever that is.
Yeah,
so go ahead and pull a Favre. Take your off-season off.
A lot of these teams, man, are spoiled. They just don't think that They're used to players just kind of caving. What happens when a great player doesn't cave? What happens if a great player says, you know what? Yeah, this is good life. I'll play golf.
I'm just, you know what, man? We could literally, it's so funny. We could spend all day on this topic. We could spend all day on this topic. And we have spent a lot of days on it. Yeah, we'll put a wrap on it.
I want to talk to you about something else.
We'll take a break first, but I'm not.
I know we are.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break. Go ahead and roll the music, Gary.
Yep.
No, we'll do it next. We'll do it right after the break, like first thing after the break. It's just, so go ahead and roll the music, guys. I'm just saying, it's incredible that, like, thinking from the pack, I'm just not afraid that Aaron Rodgers is going to walk away. I'm not afraid. Like, the way you describe it just now, it's like, what happened when a player doesn't cave? It ain't about caving. It's about the fact that the show will go on. Whenever he's done, the Packers will have to continue playing football. And if that's now, all right, not what we had in mind, but okay. If it's 2 years from now, whatever it is, that's the game. That's life.